1 billion lions versus every Pokemon rematch.
My name is Schlatt, and 1 billion lions would get smacked by all the Pokemon. And I'm joined today by Jay.
That is true. That is true.
Animations, who doesn't seem to think so.
Hello. No, I do not think so.
Is it bad? I just want to end this right away. Like, fucking Arceus is like a god that created the universe, no? GG's. Mewtwo could just fucking fly up into the sky or float up into the sky and just shoot psychic fucking energy balls, whatever it's called, at the lions. What are the lions gonna do? Like, jump on top of each other? Like, he could just fucking fly to outer space, dude. 1 billion lions is a lot. And I think if all the Pokemon had to stay on the ground level and, like, you got rid of all legendary and got, like, legendary Pokemon, maybe. But, like, every Pokemon, that means you have Charizard just flying above, just fucking burning them to death. You know how many flying Pokemon there are? With, like, distance attacks that don't even make sense? Just, like, fucking Wind Slash? Lion Ladder Briggs. You can't, they can't breathe in space. There's legendary Pokemon that can just breathe in space, or don't even need to breathe. Goku wins. Do I actually need to watch this? I don't even know if I want to watch this. Also, I'm not fucking leaving. Lions can't really swim. What about all the fucking water Pokemon? The ocean's a big and deep place. How many fish are in the ocean? Probably over 1 billion. I would say. I would hope so. I mean, isn't there over a fucking billion species? I feel like I might sound stupid right now. I think there's over 1 billion different species, many of which have not even been discovered. Like 1 billion, maybe make it 100 billion lions so they can just fill up the ocean and create a land surface of corpses for the lions to still lose on. Ridiculous Nicholas, thanks for the prime. Charizard's only 5'7". A child could beat it. How many children do you know that are over 5'7" and can breathe fire? Charizard short king for sure. I don't know what you guys are even talking about in chat right now. This is great. Should I watch this video?
I'm back for round 2.
It's a round 2. We're rematching. I was actually so off that you guys didn't think that I won that we're doing it again. And I brought backup in the form of Wolfie.
Hey, how's it going?
Wolfie is a professional Pokemon player, and he has made basically the Bible of this whole debate.
Yeah, I consider myself something of an expert, so I'm not too worried about this little
How is this even a debate?
Trophies in the background.
just so nobody forgets.
And Jaden has brought along Alpharad.
Hello.
A huge member of the Lions community.
Let's get started, shall we? I think this whole argument last time...
What the fuck are they gonna do about, like, Lugia? And, like, Zapdos in the sky?
About a lion.
What are you gonna do about, like, that, like... Dude, Groudon? Okay, maybe Groudon loses. Takes on a ton of it with it. And then you have that, like, those whale Pokemon? Oh my god.
Rocket and a lion jacket.
Why am I getting upset about this? It's fucking the stupidest thing at 1 billion lions versus every Pokemon.
And a slingshot. I think it's the most ridiculous thing possible.
Bro, the heart of your last argument was Charizard is cool.
Shut up.
And the birds will fly away.
You're already derailing.
You
this.
brought up Charizard.
You're deflecting. Okay, listen.
I have a question. Can I jump in here?
Yeah,
because I feel like here's the thing. We know how lions work, but I feel like in order to have this kind of debate, we need to agree on some things, like some ground rules for the Pokemon.
I agree.
Right?
No, I think that's healthy.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is, we have kind of 2 main places that we can look for, like, how we want to talk about the Pokemon. We can look at, like, the anime. We can look at, like, what the Pokedex says. And then we can just kind of make general assumptions based on, like, the game. So
what the fuck is...
I'm just saying 1 billion lions would have an average mass of 250 billion kilograms. Is that what I'm reading? It doesn't matter how much they weigh. Trillion kilograms. It doesn't matter. What are they going to do against Mewtwo in space, hitting them with fucking beams of psychic energy? Mass is nothing. Like, 1 billion lions versus, like, nukes from space.
Pokédex.
Oh, Wolf, you have some heavy lifting.
I just want to be completely clear. I've brought no new knowledge to this conversation. I'm just relying on Wolfie here.
He's like, let's run it back, and I will not change as a person.
the Pokedex, when you catch a Pokemon in the game, it like kind of fills in this almost like dictionary style thing where like you're like studying the Pokemon, and the Pokedex will say things like, when this Pokemon is sad, it creates a black hole.
Okay, no, I have a huge question on that. Like, every time I talk about lions, people talk about, like, Yveltal or whatever, and they say, like, when it dies, the world blows up and it's over. Humanity ceases. How do we know?
Well, like, how do you know that Jesus actually walked on water?
Oh, we're
example.
hopping right into
You
that
want
one.
to talk about
I mean, you just got to take God's word, I guess, you know? Jane, you have something to say about
No,
that?
I don't think I have anything to say.
I have some questions for you guys. Do you know how much food the average lion needs to eat per day?
Oh my god.
They're
How much?
gonna,
Wolf?
they're gonna eat
Oh, I
each
don't know.
other.
No, I mean, I do know, actually.
Oh.
About 8 to 9 kilograms of food per day on average. That's a lot of food, guys. How are you going to sustain your lion army? That's my first question for
They're
you.
gonna eat the Pokemon.
Lion cannibalism.
We don't need all billion to survive.
How many Pokemon are there? Like 2,000? 1,700 or something? The lions are gonna eat each other.
You know this.
Okay,
right?
but look, all the lion arguments you've brought have been centered around having lions en masse. You shoot all the lions out of a fucking slingshot. You have a
Don't
rocket.
forget about lion procreation.
If the lions need to eat, they're just gonna start dying.
No, they'll eat like Caterpie.
The thing is, there is not enough Pokemon like to feed a meaningful amount of lions. Like, I don't know how to tell you guys this, but like 1 billion lions is a lot of lions.
No,
Like,
we're
that's-
on the same page
You know what?
on that
I've,
one.
I've heard that one actually.
How long do you think this battle's gonna be?
Well, that's the question, right? Like, first of all, okay, where are we having this battle? Is it just like, I kind of picture like a wide open field or something,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah. I'm
someplace.
on like my Pangea type beat for this.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So we got all the continents together. Like, yeah, okay. I'm on board with that. I think that
Yeah.
sounds fair.
You still have your water and everything like that.
Right, but it's probably like salt water. We're probably like near an ocean, but certainly not near like a clean body of water, right?
I'm thinking like plain field as far as the eye can see, and then like the ocean eventually.
What does the saline level of the water have to do with?
I'm glad you asked. So,
From this
Schlatt
team.
does not know what his teammate has cooking up.
you know in Yu-Gi-Oh when they have like when they're fighting against Pegasus?
Honestly, if you get rid of water types and you get rid of legendaries, lions win. I think. And flying types, though, man.
And they're like they have to switch.
I don't think lions have enough intelligence to create ladders out of themselves to fight something in the sky. Maybe they could. But like 100 meters in the sky, 50 meters in the sky, 1,000 meters in the sky? What about ghost types, dude? What the fuck are you going to do about Haunter? Can they even touch it? I guess they could. I don't know. Normal attacks don't work, baby.
Bodies and it, like each
Or
of
are
them
they
doesn't
super
know
effective? I can't remember.
what the other one knows.
No.
Okay, never mind. Bad analogy. Anyway, lions can only go 4 days without drinking water, which I think we can agree that if they can't beat all of the Pokemon in 4
Oh,
days.
no, this is over way before then.
Oh, you think it's over before then?
How long can Charizard fly without touching the ground?
As long as he needs to.
No.
4 days?
Well, here's the thing, because we're going to circle back to something that I talked about earlier. Let's say you're playing the Pokemon game, right? You're like a little kid, and you're like, I'm going to fly with my Charizard. So you open up your menu, and you click fly on Charizard, and you fly to a city. How many times can you do that in a row without Charizard getting tired?
Okay, well, do you really want to go game mechanics on this?
Then would you rather do anime? I asked you. You said that this is the most
You can
fair.
do it an infinite amount of times. We need to be realistic about this argument, Wolf.
Yeah.
I think
Realistically, Charizard would eventually get tired. But Charizard, how many is he going to take out with him before he dies? A decent amount. How many flying types? I feel like there are going to be some flying type Pokemon that could just soar forever. There probably are flying type Pokemon that just don't need to land. They can just fucking glide around. Pew, pew, pew. Glide around. Pew, pew, pew. Little wind gusts.
you know you're being a little
Jacob,
disingenuous.
you just said something really interesting. We need to be realistic.
And I stand by it.
And your debate partner, Jaden Animations, winning our
Yeah, what about that ghost hot air balloon? Infinite airtime.
argument last time was Lion Jacket.
That's literally a thing.
And what about
That's
it?
literally a thing.
It's not. It's not. We have to be realistic here. The Lions
Yeah.
won't do shit together. They're going to be awful teammates.
My dude doesn't know about the lion ladder.
Like, he hasn't. There's literally proof of lion ladder.
So, okay.
A
Let's
lion
go
ladder 1,000 meters in the air? I don't think so.
on this. I don't think, regardless of the outcome winner, I don't think this lasts more than 4 days.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an explosive battle.
I agree with you in some ways, but I don't agree with
I'm going to say it's a 48-hour battle.
you in all ways because I think that most
That
of
was
the
just
Pokemon.
one sentence.
But here's the thing: like most of the Pokemon, I think would not last 4 days. What is Caterpie gonna do, right? What is
Yeah.
Weedle gonna do? But then you think about Pokemon like I don't know,
Diglett, easy dub.
Rayquaza, right?
Yeah.
Which like canonically lives in outer space and like in game and anime in Pokedex. And
Okay,
all
well,
things.
I don't think in this battle he's being a pussy in space. I think he's coming down. He's on the battlefield.
Yeah.
You can't just say Dialga is currently warping through time.
So can I say Rayquaza goes and takes a 4-day nap in space and all the lions die of hunger and eat each other? No, they're fighting. We need them to engage in battle.
time.
He
But
totally
like,
could.
can Rayquaza just fucking float in the sky and just like shoot little pew pew pew, and then they eventually like either all die of his fucking attacks, like Giratina as well. Like there are fucking attacks from the sky, and then slowly some starve to death, maybe.
Be.
You know, I've never met a Rayquaza personally, but I do like to think that, like, it probably, the number one rule for most of these Pokemon is that they don't want to die, right? Like, I think that's probably a fair assumption.
I don't know if that's the rules of the fight, though. I don't think that it would be a fair and just.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's fair to say, oh, you can't fight him because he's up in the sky.
So you have to fight all billion right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
In what way is that fair?
Okay. What if we hide a lion far away from where every other Pokemon can find him, and suddenly we win, and we give him enough food?
That's a totally valid way to win. You could totally win doing that.
Something that I think you guys...
You can't do it, but if a lion were to be like, this fucking sucks, I'm gonna go get a bunch of food and run away, I think that's fair. But where is it gonna run? If you set up this Pangea thing, lions aren't built with the capabilities of flying into outer space. Pokemon are. I'm invested. One Steelix could take out 1,000,000 lions. I don't know if that's true, brother. Considering it's 250 trillion kilograms or something.
probably haven't considered. It's like a bit of a novel concept.
Bro, I'm
but
gonna mansplain for lions.
1 billion lions is a lot of lions. Like, it's too many lions, guys. Like, okay, let's picture we take your brains and we put them in lions somewhere randomly in the 1 billion lion army, right? How are you gonna know where the Pokemon are?
Holy fuck.
Are we like fighting in a maze? Or
No, like, but I mean, like, 1 billion is a lot of lions. Like, they're covering an entire. The biggest human army of all time is. Let me just check my sources here.
yeah, 1 billion is a lot. We understand.
12.2 million. So this is almost 100 times bigger than the biggest human army of all time, and they're all in one place. Like, you're basically in a forest with 1 billion trees.
That's fucking great. I love that. How are you gonna know?
Like, the Pokemon don't actually have to beat 1 billion lions. They only have to beat the lions that can find them.
That's fucking great. You guys just got fucked. You guys are getting fucked right now. You gotta admit that. You are absolutely stumped by that.
I think we're making a pretty heavy assumption that the lions can't find the Pokemon.
Wait, no. How is that?
Like 1 billion lions versus iron. They're just gonna break their teeth. They literally can't win. I'm so mad. Bro, but what, 250... Like, if you think about the amount of pressure and force it takes to knock out a Steelix by other Pokemon, I would think 250 tons of lion mass could defeat, or 250 trillion kilograms of lion mass could take out a Steelix. Don't get me wrong, Steelix is going to take out a lot of them with him, but eventually he's going to get buried. We gotta realize, 1 billion lions is a large number. 1 billion lions is a large number. We gotta take that in. It's a large number. I think literally Steelix would get fucking buried in lions. And I'm sure from their mass alone, the tsunami of lions will be able to knock out a Steelix.
How is it an assumption? Like, think about it. Like, I'm saying your brain. Like, you guys, I'm gonna say something stupid.
Eventually, they could scratch it. One of them has like a scarred eye. He pulls out the Waluigi emoji.
Controversial. I think you guys are smarter than the average lion, right?
Oh, thank
I think
you.
that's probably fair. Yeah, no problem. I'm just here to make you guys feel good. But
Wolf is fucking rap god in this.
The plan is to just have a Pokemon hidden, and then eventually all the lions will die from starvation.
well, even let's come back to that. Let's say start of the battle, like, because the Pokemons don't actually have to beat 1 billion lions. They only have to beat the lions who can find them. And I'm saying, like,
No, they have to beat 1 billion lions. That's
Yeah.
the argument.
but they can't. Like, the lions have to find them in order to, like, attack them. You know what I mean?
No. If Rayquaza can sit his ass in space, my lions can go wander Pangea.
But no, because the question is, can 1 billion lions beat one of every Pokemon? That's how.
Okay, well, can
like,
one
the
of
first
every
la-
Pokemon beat 1 billion lions? I think it goes both ways. It's an all-out war. We've set the battlefield.
Has to be a fair. We're not gonna play. The lions have to play I Spy in the
He's
middle
right
of.
though. No, he's right though. If you have a group of 1 billion people and something's going on, where are you gonna know where it's happening?
Okay, well,
You're
how
in
do
the
we-
middle of a sea of 1 billion people. You can't see over any of them. None
Okay,
of them speak
so-
English, so there's no way to communicate what's going on.
If we're going by this logic, I think it's also fair to say that not all the Pokemon are informed that there is an all-out war going on, and now we know we can catch a lot of them off guard.
Yes, I
Suddenly,
agree.
Charizard doesn't need like a couple million lions on him. He just needs one lucky lion. So I want to hear any argument from you. Continue on this. What have you reflected on since last time?
I think the most important thing that's been said so far is where are you going to find the Pokemon?
I don't think that's the fight. I think that we're in the same territory of my birds are gonna fly away.
You're deflected. You don't even want to talk to my help, and you're like coming to me. Like, I mean, talk to the guy making the arguments you can't answer. How about that?
I think 500 million lions beat one of every Pokemon.
Don't care.
By the way, something I thought was interesting when I was doing some research for this is that lions operate in prides, right? So they're like basically they like have a structural organization. But the problem is that with this many lions, like you're going to be taking them from all different prides. So basically, instead of this becoming like being 1 billion lions versus one of every Pokemon, this is probably going to become Lion Civil War. Like I'm sorry to say
it's
it,
a
but, like,
big family.
It will be Lion Civil War.
I think for the sake of the argument, the stakes are set to be these are a team of lions, a pride of 1 billion versus 1,000 Pokemon. Because I think it's unfair. Then it's just like saying Zangoose and Seviper are natural predators of each other. What if they start fighting? You know, what if Groudon and Kyogre start fighting and kill all the Pokemon first? You know,
Even if they're all on the same page, though, they have to eat and they have to drink. So what are they going to do? They're going to start eating each other.
Groudon just start fucking spewing lava. I don't care how many lions there are. Lava's gonna burn them, and they're gonna want to run away from the lava. Are they gonna fucking swim in the ocean and try to take on this like these water Pokemon? It makes no sense. Kyogre.
Regardless.
we're talking about day 4. You know, like let's take it one day at a time. Because I think by the end of day 1, they will have several Pokemon to feast on.
If they find them.
But the thing is, I don't think the battle will even last that long.
I made a spreadsheet that Schlatt has seen, and I think at least day 1, half the Pokemon go down, if not a third.
I could say potentially all.
But there's at least 500 to 700 Pokemon that.
If they set up a battleground that can fit a billion lions with water surrounding it, if this is the stakes and they have to fight, the lions are the predators. At the end of the day, it's like eventually there's certain Pokemon that they just can't deal with because lions are restricted by the fact that they're on the ground and can't really. I don't think lions are gonna fucking take out a whale in the ocean.
The lions can easily feast on of various nutritional value and sizes.
To entertain the Pokemon side.
Also, I don't think if all of them were if you fucking make it all the flying type Pokemon can't fly, all the water Pokemon have to be on the ground, the billion lions win. They could even start eating each other because it wouldn't even take a billion lions.
I think if you guys somehow manage to win, like it would still be over within a day. Like I don't think this is a long battle.
Yeah, and so here's what I've been saying. The whole like, oh, I think most of the Pokemon will die immediately. I think that's the case too. And I don't even know shit about Pokemon. But it's always the small percentage. You know, like 3 people in America control everybody's money. A couple Pokemon are going to be fucking all the lions. And that's a fact. And here's the thing. I'm not even going to talk about Charizard anymore because you already know how awesome he is. I brought up, and Jane, you got to let me know if this is a touchy subject, but I brought up Arceus. God.
No, continue.
I'm sure Wolfie knows a bunch more of these fucking things that are really strong. Apparently one of them's in space.
Arceus is weak to rocks. We can just throw rocks at him.
Yeah,
Lion rocks.
Lion rock throw.
there's probably one Pokemon that I don't think any number of lions could ever defeat, and that is Rotom Washing Machine.
Huh? Today's episode is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
What?
Yeah, there's a Pokemon that's a washing machine, and just realistically,
Okay,
like,
well, first off, not in the equation. One of every Pokemon. We have not ever said other variants.
oh, that's a good question. Wait, yeah, so some Pokemon have multiple variants. So there's a Pokemon called Rotom, which is motor backwards, and
It is
can
the
go into
same
different
species
like.
of Pokemon as Rotom.
Yes, but it looks sometimes it's an oven,
Nice
sometimes
try,
it's a
buddy.
lawnmower.
So he can become different household appliances.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And why is the washing machine one good?
Yeah, why is the washing machine good?
he can wash clothes. You know what
That's
I mean?
the argument because the lions wouldn't
Like, what are they
fight
gonna do? Think
Rotom
about
because
it.
like, what the hell is this thing?
All right, well, hold on. Let's think of some other regular form Pokemon that are really strong.
I think the legendaries are the big ones. Like, think about there's a Pokemon like there's several Pokemon that are made of metal, like Steelix.
Bro, okay, I actually have a funny story. I was at Creator Clash, and we were talking about this exact topic in a group, and then Michael Reeves was trying to wrap his head around what this argument could be, and throughout this party, he found me multiple times throughout the night, and would just pull me aside and be like, yo, wait, what about Steelix? You know, just kept bringing up one Pokemon at a time.
And we'd be like, I think the lions would crush him.
And I really hope he still thinks about it.
Yeah.
I hope you listen to this.
Yeah, Lily was like, why did you do this to him?
Well, hey, maybe for round 3 they could come on and share their case.
It's just like a reoccurring thing of just like plaguing people with the lions versus Pokemon debate.
What's the lion answer to like Pokemon going underground, like Diglett?
Ooh.
Well, they got to come back eventually. Otherwise, I think the Pokemon
why?
is disqualified. Well, that's the same situation.
Well, hang on, that's not
It's
fair.
the same
We never
situation
agreed to that.
as-
Jade, I would like to propose Lion Dig, and they also go down after him. They chase Steelix down to the core of the world, and then he burns and dies.
Well, he doesn't have to go that deep because the thing is this again. There's,
Oh, well, he does. Lions are after him.
well, how are they going to know where he goes?
every situation you propose turns into a game of hide and seek.
Yeah.
Because it's so silly to think that the Lions would act coordinated here. They wouldn't.
Here's the thing: when you factor in
amazing.
Rattata, Caterpie, even Pikachu, we have so many lions who are off duty right now, and we can just, the whole Lion Council is so coordinated. They send like 5 million troops just to focus on Steelix.
But that, like, they don't know where, like, they won't even know where Steelix is the thing. Because, and actually,
I think that's just such a boring
Well,
argument.
if they created a Pangea landmass with water surrounding it, if they keep on digging, like, it has to be somewhere in that radius. Obviously, it's got to be a large radius. Will they die of starvation first? Maybe.
To be honest, like people are asking for.
It's not like he's fucking going to like the other side of the world and digging there, you know?
No, I'm with Jaden.
People are
Like,
asking
we
for
created an island.
a fight of wits and bravery, and
I think this is wits. I think this is strategic.
Okay, well, hear me out. I'll give you this. I think that Pokemon could outlive the lions. If the Pokemon are all going to go in their wildly different ways and be pussies in outer space and underground, fine, you can win. But I think we're describing an all-out battle.
Okay.
Yeah, we're like lions and Pokemon are magnetically constantly fighting towards each other.
I see.
Yeah.
I mean, hear me out. I think if you spread 1 billion lions across the whole world, the Pokemon could never find them either. If you reverse the argument.
But we didn't reverse the argument. You know what I mean?
This is a hypothetical, my guy. So, in this hypothetical, I think if you scattered 1 billion lions across the earth, the Pokemon could never find
No,
them.
but you can't scatter them. They started in one place, an army. Try to run. Try to run. I thought you said it was surrounded by water, or there's ocean eventually. Where are you gonna run? You gonna get away from Rayquaza? You gonna dig down like Steelix? You can't go to space. You can't go underwater. You can't go underground.
That's a lot of lions.
Well, you're forgetting about the move Sweet Scent, which causes Pokemon in the area
Around
causes
the
targets-
world. You said in the area. That is like a zip code at best.
If we're going based on game logic, you'll have to be on the same route as the Pokemon or as the lion.
Yeah, but you have fly. If we're going based on game logic, there's
You're
not like
gonna
there's a limit.
crop dust the whole.
Well, if you're going on the
Pangea?
game logic, you can only fly to towns you've been to. Has Charizard been everywhere?
Oh, he could eventually.
Okay, you can't say he could do this when I say the lions could find Steelix.
I think that this whole argument has been how can we kind of weasel out of fighting the lions? We're here to fight. Give us a Pokemon that you don't think the lions can.
Well, let's think about offensive. Okay, I think it's a no-brainer that the Pokemon could evade the Lions for as long as they need to. All right, and I don't think you guys have proved otherwise. You just are like, oh, it's boring that way.
Well, I just said that like the lions can find him underground, and Wolfie goes, nuh-uh.
Well, they can't.
What kind of argument is that? That's even more evasive.
It's all dirt down there. So, what are some Pokemon that have really good offensive moves, perhaps?
Yeah, so basically there are Pokemon that can hit anything adjacent to them. Is typically how it's phrased. So basically there are moves that are called spread moves, which whereas most
And
moves
what is
you have
the
to, like,
maximum amount of Pokemon that move has hit?
the maximum amount of Pokemon a move has been able to target is the maximum amount of Pokemon in a battle, to answer your question.
Oh, that is goalpost moving if I've ever heard it. What is the definitive number, the maximum amount Earthquake has hit?
I would say 100%, but the
No, answer my question.
the maximum number
Answers
is
all of them.
What is the quantity of Pokemon you have seen Earthquake hit in game?
it is 5 is the maximum
It is 5.
that we have seen. Not the implied maximum, but the maximum that we know has. I think it's fair to say all adjacent, like that, because that's how it works in the
I
game.
would also say all adjacent.
So, the argument I could see someone saying about Groudon. While I agree Groudon could probably fuck up so many lines, the argument is like, I could beat Groudon with a level 100, like, Geodude that's just gonna keep on poking it with a fucking rock, right? So it's like, why can't 1 billion lions eventually scratch away at all of Groudon's HP? One tick at a time. 1 billion's a large number. 1 billion versus 1,000 anything, it's hard.
Jason, it's my actual number was 5.
Earthquake only has 10 PP. Only clears 50 lions.
That's a lot less than 1 billion if you didn't know.
But the lions have to get adjacent to attack a Pokemon.
Wolf, are you aware of the phrase death by 1,000 cuts?
Yeah.
I think that is how most of these battles go. You are describing how does one lion deal with Groudon when in reality it is millions and millions of lions focused on taking Groudon down slowly but efficiently.
But they don't know where he is.
Yeah, like what if like 20 million lions die and eventually during that 20 million 1 HP ticks, Groudon dies? That's a large part of the Pokemon army.
They don't
I
have-
might be Team Lion.
See, we just switched the fucking frustrating arguments Jane was throwing on me the whole time.
The best
I
part,
just think they lose because they can't enter space, the sky, and water. If you force them all onto land, I think a billion lions win.
What about being on the lion side is just that, like, you can dismantle any argument by saying a billion is a lot.
That's what I'm saying. We're in agreement. Guys, have you thought about how much poop a billion lions would produce?
They're all gonna start shitting. They're immediately just gonna shit all over the place and
Well, it doesn't have to be immediate. I'm just saying.
I would expect that they'd probably be staggered. I don't think all a billion lions are
I think
shitting
we've
at
got
once.
time.
It goes from not a problem to a problem, I think, pretty quickly once it becomes a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Wolfie, can you talk to me about Arceus?
Yeah. So the tricky thing, Schlatt, is that like we're trying to avoid lore here, right? Like what the games say the Pokemon do, and Arceus, you know, canonically is God in universe. It's kind of the same thing as like the Pokemon who can time travel, right? Or like there's a Pokemon that literally guarantees victory.
Oh.
If you want to get into like the Arceus stuff, like, I know we're not pulling from anime, but I still think it's funny. That dude got suffocated under some debris. Just some rocks.
In the
nearly
anime?
killed Arceus.
Yeah.
Notice I'm saying Arceus instead of God here. I think it's an important distinction to make.
Speaking of legendary Pokemon, Schlatt, did you know that there's a Pokemon that causes damage to anything that's sleeping near it?
Huh. No, I didn't. Tell me about that.
So basically, if the lions fall asleep, they won't be restful. They will have the ability is called Bad Dreams, and it damages anything that's sleeping.
What does Darkrai do offensively?
He can put them to sleep with his super Omega
Okay, then
Broken
what's
move.
the accuracy of that happens?
Depends what generation we're talking.
All right, so 500 million lions are asleep.
Yeah, so immediately 500 million lions are taking a little snoozy.
Are there Pokemon who can like conceal themselves or hide or pretend to be something they're not? That the lions would just walk right by?
Yeah, so there are Pokemon that can like disguise themselves as other things. Zora can do it. So can Ditto.
But I do think lion cannibalism gives them a chance.
How many flying legendaries are there that they can just fucking beam down attacks for insane amount of time and could probably rest in the sky? GG's.
Chance of
done.
being killed, so it doesn't really
They're
matter.
not running. They're fighting. They're fighting in their own element. Lions. I don't know if lions are gonna be able to climb up ladder 100 billion, 1,000 meters up and be able to fight strategically and actually make contact with Zapdos. You know, with fucking Articuno.
Agree.
I think we need to lay some ground rules first. I think it's fine to go underground. The lions will find you. But I don't think it's fair to say some can be in space.
I think it's uninteresting if we say that they go to space. So I'm happy to kind of yield there.
I'm not. You ever heard of drones? We fight wars. We fight wars in real boring ways this time around, man. We got little DJI Mavics up in the air dropping bombs on people these days.
Hear me out. Actually, let's entertain that point, Slat. I think, let's say the lions kill every single Pokemon. And they probably have, like, a good amount of lions left. And Rayquaza is still in space. You give lions time, they reproduce. We're now past 1 billion lions. And over centuries, maybe, the lions can grow as a society, and I think they will one day become as advanced as we are, and then they go to space and kill Rayquaza.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I think I might have ever heard. That they're gonna progress
evolve
past humans in a couple centuries.
Yes.
Like what? Like rabbits go home? Like they stack shit to the moon, or like they actually can get there?
Either way.
I think they'd find a way.
Black Plague is gonna fucking wipe them all out.
They would either okay, they would either find a way to space or find a way to bring Rayquaza down, because there canonically is a way to do that.
By the way, there is a move that I think is interesting. It's called Teleport, and you can use it outside of battle. And when you use it, it takes you to a safe location.
We're playing
where you
hide
can
and seek
heal.
again.
I'm just saying it's interesting. Oh, okay, not even hide and seek necessarily, but you can like if a Pokemon is ever in danger, it could teleport, heal, and then come back. Basically, it's infinite lives.
How do Pokemon heal in this?
Pokemon Center?
Pokemon
There are
Center.
not Pokemon centers here.
Why? There's Pokemon. What if they need to
No.
go have community?
Why is
There's no humans there. It's just an abandoned building.
I'm sure that they could figure it out. Like Mewtwo could probably do it.
Yeah, give them a couple centuries and they'll figure it out. Jake.
I don't think it's fair that suddenly all the Pokemon have all the resources they could ever need, and the lions can't even dig a couple feet into the earth.
Lions can't dig like that.
1 million of them could. 1 million is a lot. If you think about it, 1 million lions is legitimately a lot.
I think 1 billion lions is too many lions. I just gotta say.
How many lions do you think it is the perfect amount of lions? The golden ratio of
Ooh.
lions.
The thing about 1 billion is we don't need them all to live.
But they're gonna get in the way of each other.
Well, then we can use like the dead bodies as like lion cannonballs, you know?
What about lion morale, guys? What happens to the lion army when they have to start eating their friends?
I don't think there's time for that in war.
What about lion defection? Like at some point, the lions are gonna have to start asking, is it really worth it?
Yeah. Are we happy with that one? No one wins in the battle of Pokemon versus lions.
I think you could even say, what if the war already happened? Like in our world,
Yeah, but we still have washing machines.
but we still have
And we have God.
And amen to that, brother.
I'll drink to that.
The people will vote at ditchlatwin.com or ditchlatwin on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Thank you, Jaden. Thank you, Jacob and Wolfie, for coming on today.
Thanks for having us. I don't even that one was a little bit all
Yeah,
over the
you
place.
Tasted,
So
You tasted defeat for the first time ever, huh?
no, I did not.
I don't think
That was amazing. Subscribe for more, guys. We're almost at 150,000 subs. That was so much fun. I love you guys. I gotta run though. Shimpaku, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.